When I lived in Beijing, I lived beside some of the world's great monuments to civilization, from the Great Wall to the Forbidden City and the Temple of Heaven. But I was also living on some of the most biodiverse land in the world, with 34,687 known species of plants and animals. Now, China is planting 70 billion trees that will carpet that land in a green forest.
Please give a warm welcome for James Chau.
I'm James Chau, host of the China Current, with a glimpse into tomorrow's world and stories about the human experience everywhere. 70 billion trees is huge by any standards. That's 50 trees for every one of China's 1.4 billion people, and once it's done, it will have trees covering an area of some 36,000 kilometers. That's bigger than Belgium and twice as large as Fiji. But what does this mean, and what's the impact ahead? The modern Chinese economic success story makes us think about skyscrapers, air pollution, and traffic jams snaking their way through cities. And that's certainly true. But there's also mountain ranges, vast grassland, and entire deserts that over the years have transformed this to this. 23% of China is forested area, the result of decades of tree planting programs. The next target is to push the proportion of forested land to 24.1% by 2025. It can be done because it's been done before. From 1990 to 2020, China's forest cover grew from 157 million hectares to 220 million hectares. And adding another 70 billion trees will amplify the impact. The World Economic Forum is an international organization that gathers global actors to improve the state of the world. It has a new initiative called 1T.org to conserve, restore, and grow 1 trillion trees by the year 2030, the same deadline for global goals on poverty, hunger, and education. The challenge is shaped by the fate of the world's forests, without which we can't survive. Forests regulate temperatures, form a barrier between humans and flooding, and supply the groundwater that grows our food. Simply, they keep us alive while also aiding the discovery of plant-based medicines, including a sweet wormwood species that the Chinese scientist Tu Youyou used to treat malaria, winning her the Nobel Prize. So on multiple levels, 70 billion trees will go a long way to securing the future of humanity. But it also protects the lives of 20 million people now who otherwise would languish in poverty. Tree planting in China provides them with a stable household income, which in turn helps sustain whole communities. But having more trees ultimately improves the health of the local ecosystem on which these people depend, while showing all of us how to live in balance with the natural world. I think what we need to keep in mind is the opportunity ahead. Planting trees, even 70 billion of them, is well and good, but the big vision is to achieve a net zero emission world at a time when the ability and willingness to do that has wavered for some people during the pandemic. Partnering with initiatives like 1T.org ensures that the dream to build a peaceful planet is not limited to one country, but uses it to propel a people movement where everyone knows that they have ownership and an interest at stake. 70 billion trees is one giant leap to that magical point. I'm James Chau, host of the China Current, bringing you on a journey of emotions.